to go ahead and like and share this video because we're going to have such an amazing time tonight talking to one of my amazing, awesome friends, Tenesha Batiste, who is one of the candidates for for mayor of Moss Point, Mississippi. Woo! We need some background noise, right? So there we go. I love it. So let's go ahead and share this live. Let's share. Start a watch party. We're going to have a good time tonight talking to Miss Tenesha. And I'm also going to bring my brother in here. He's going to co-host with me. And we're just going to have a good time. So let's go ahead and bring our first guest in, Miss Tenesha Batiste. Y'all go ahead and give her a virtual round of applause. Hey, Tenesha.
Hi there. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you doing this evening?
I am doing well. So excited about tonight.
I am too. I am so excited about tonight and the things that you're going to be doing because I'm just going to go ahead and claim that you're going to be the mayor of Moss Point.
I receive it.
Yes, that's what friends are for, right? And I'm going to go ahead and bring my brother in here.
Awesome.
And Jarek McCarter. What's up?
Hey.
Hi there.
Hello. Future mayor of Moss Point. Hello.
I receive it. Thank you. How are you?
Doing very well. Good to see you this evening.
Good. Glad to be here.
So has everybody went ahead and started their watch party? Okay. I'm acting like y'all are responding to me. Did y'all share the live? Okay. All right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. And Tenesha, I'm just going to ask her a few fun questions just to kick this night off.
Okay.
Hope had an amazing day. We just want to have a great conversation, and as well as, talk about the city of Moss Point and what Tenesha has wanting to do going forward. So, Tenesha, heels or sneakers?
Heels.
Okay. Winter or summer?
Summer, because it's my birthday.
That's right. Let me see. Christmas or Mardi Gras?
Say that again.
I say Christmas or Mardi Gras.
Christmas, of course.
Okay. So, what's your favorite color, red or pink?
Pink, girl.
Oh, is it?
Absolutely.
Pink is just watered down red, though.
No. You know better.
Now, okay, for those of y'all who don't know, Tenesha is a member of the lovely Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, and she is my favorite, aka sister. I am a member of the lovely Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated. But you know what's great about this? We are in different sororities, but we have always been amazing friends, no matter what color we love or no matter what sorority we're in. We have always loved each other as friends. And that's one thing. So tonight what we're doing is we're kicking off the VisionHERS Women's Summit that is happening, shameless plug, this Saturday.
Awesome.
At 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And we're going to have a good time with 3 amazing ladies. And tonight, Tenesha is going to kick it off with our special guest of honor. And she is going to share as a VisionHERS. She is a woman with a vision. So we're going to jump right in. And my brother's going to ask Tenesha the first question for the evening.
Uh-oh.
Oh, it's not going to be that. We want people to get to know you.
That's right. I appreciate that.
The question is, what would you like the audience to know about who you are?
First of all, I would like the audience to know that I am a child of the King. I walk in integrity. I hold myself accountable and I hold other people accountable. I love Moss Point, born and raised in Moss Point, and I'm a leader. And I believe that this is what our city needs. We need leadership. I'm a trained leader. I love leadership. I'm a student of leadership. And I have experience in city government, and not just any city government. I have experience in city government in Moss Point. So I'm very excited to run for mayor at this time. I think this is a wonderful time. It's the year of the woman, I believe. And excited about that.
Yes, yes.
I
Well,
like that, the year of the woman.
oh,
Yeah.
definitely. So, tell us more about Moss Point because we're broadcasting this all over. Hopefully, this is being shared everywhere. Some
Mhm.
people may not know your affinity for this town in Mississippi. Tell us more about Moss Point, Mississippi.
You were breaking up. I missed the last part.
I'm sorry. Yeah, what I was saying was, tell us more about your affinity for Moss Point, Mississippi. For those that don't know or aren't aware of Moss Point, Mississippi.
Moss Point is my hometown. It
Mhm.
is a very, very tight knit community on the Mississippi Gulf Coast, and we are home of the Moss Point Tigers. And we are very city who loves each other. We are made up of have 6 wards in Moss Point, and we are very, very close knit. One of the things that has happened, once upon a time, we were known as the industrial city. There was a lot of industry in Moss Point, and we don't have that right now. So we are trying to, we're working hard and trying to rebrand our city. A lot of times we get a bad rep. A lot of times, I was in having dinner, date night with my husband earlier this week, and I ran into a friend of mine who said, "Hey, what happened in Moss Point today?" And she stated some things that I had not heard, and it was negative, and I don't like that. We have a Moss Point breeds greatness. We have a very close knit, tight knit, educated. We produce greatness, and that's the story that we want to share in Moss Point, not the negative. So that's what we're working on, rebranding our city to make sure people know that Moss Point is a safe place. Moss Point is a great place to live, a great place to work. And I know this because I live and work in Moss Point.
Yes, yes, definitely so. Uh, why are you pursuing the office of mayor?
This is something that's been on my heart for a very, very long time. I would be lying if I acted as if this was an easy decision to make. But I've always I love Moss Point. Moss Point gave me a chance. My very first job out of college, I came to work for the city of Moss Point, and so I feel that I always wanted to give back to Moss Point. And having served 3 boards and 3 mayors and worked in different departments in Moss Point, I was worked very closely with 3 mayors, and I feel that I have the right temperament, the leadership, the experience, and most of all, I'm willing and ready to lead our city. So those are the things that really led me to actually deciding that, okay, I think this is time. This has been a conversation that I've had for years, and really, timing is everything. And having gone back to the city and working through different things and where we are right now, I believe the timing is right for me to actually vie for the position of mayor.
Man,
That's
that's
awesome.
great.
I'm going to interject right here while we're talking about the city of Moss Point, and I'm going to jump in and ask a question, a personal question. What? Because you've always been a person who loves children, and I just want you to share a little bit with the people of how much children mean to you.
I love children, and I'm glad you said that because most people who know me know that I love children. I love any organization that benefits children. I support it because I believe that the children are our future. So I spend a lot of time with children in my family. And children in the church and children in the community, and whatever I can do to support children, I'm doing that. During this administration with the city, I had the pleasure of sponsoring our mayor's youth council. And so we were able to spend a lot of time with kids at Moss Point School District. We took them on tours of colleges and things like that. So I am a big children's advocate, love kids, and I really believe that the children are our future.
That's a beautiful thing.
It is.
Um, you've really started to dive into me in explaining your vision for Moss Point, and that's what this whole opportunity is about. And right before the conference goes on is about just women in vision. So how do you plan on using the office if you are so blessed to be elected as mayor of Moss Point? How do you plan on using the office?
I want the citizens of Moss Point to be proud of who's in the mayor's seat and be supportive. And not just supportive because it's me, but be supportive because I walk the walk and talk the talk. A lot of people get run for office, and I must say I am not a politician, and I'm not trying to be a politician. I want people to vote, to support and vote for me because I have great leadership. The office of mayor is responsible for day-to-day operations in the city. And a lot of times people come in, I want to do this, I want to do that. But first and foremost, you have to have good relationship management. You have to be able to talk to people. You have to be able to listen to people. So I'm not the candidate that's going to come in and say, I want to do this, that, and the other. I'm the candidate that's going to listen to the citizens. And I want the citizens to tell me what they want. And we're going to work together with the board of aldermen and alderwomen to make sure that it happens.
Okay. Could you go a little deeper into that? Because I think that during this very politicized time, people get hypersensitive. I think a part of the hyper or what causes the hypersensitivity is the ignorance of of certain offices. So you mentioned aldermen and alderwomen. Could you
Mhm.
explain the power dynamic between um, your office and those individuals? Could you kind of, because I think
Sure.
some people may, for example, when Obama got elected, I know there are a lot of people who are like, okay, that's good. Obama's gonna make the grass greener. I mean, it was so many things that they thought that Obama could do, but that's just not what the office of the president does. So could you kind of educate people a little bit more on what exactly the impact a mayor can have in Moss Point, Mississippi?
The role of the mayor is to provide leadership and day-to-day administrative operations. So the fire department, police department, human resources department, utilities, things of that nature are all in the realm of the role of the mayor. Even hiring and firing, none of that can happen with the mayor alone. The board of aldermen are responsible for hiring and firing and salaries and things like that. So I don't want people to discount the relationship between the board of aldermen and the mayor. The mayor cannot do it alone. She has to work with the board of aldermen who have the voting power. The role of the mayor only has power if it's a tie. And a lot of people are unaware of that part. So I think I'm glad you asked me to expound on that, because I do think we take for granted that people know that, and it's very different. So one of the things that I'm going to bring is the relationship management piece. Each of the aldermen are elected to represent their ward. Each of the wards are equally important. So it's my job to make sure that all aldermen, they're leading in their wards and they have a voice, and that we're able to all work together for a better Moss Point. Not one ward over the other one or this ward over that one, but collectively as a city that we'll be able to work together. And I feel that's the true role of the mayor, to make sure everybody has equal say, equal part in making our city better.
I really like that. I like that you said equal. I'm going to ask a question. Okay, so you're a woman, obviously. And do you ever feel intimidated as a woman? Just the fact of running for mayor. Do you think that we are living in a time where, women have hit that glass ceiling when it comes to politics? Or do you believe that since Kamala Harris has won, do you believe that that's something that, because she has now, well, they will be elected in office in January. But do you believe that that's something that would just pretty much like motivate women to want to do more? Are you intimidated by that, or has that kind of pushed you?
I think that kind of pushed me. I'm definitely not intimidated by it. And I would be remiss if I said Moss Point has had a female mayor before. And that's something that, and also we've had female alderwomen. But what's interesting, our current board and mayor, there are no women. So I do think when I say that it's the time of the woman, I do believe that it literally is the time for a woman. So not only in the mayor's seat, but there are women running for alderwoman at large, for alderwoman in their prospective wards. And I'm really excited to see different women getting on board. And I do believe that the election of the presidential election has helped to just kind of push women to want to get into politics. Politics is hard, and a lot of people don't want to get in. They don't want to bring their families in. It was very difficult because people look at it as messy. And one thing that I was very adamant about, because I had a lot of reservations about running, because this is my first time ever running for anything. I'm used to being appointed for a position. So this has stretched me some. And one of the things that I want to make sure that people know about me is that one thing I'm going to do is run a very clean campaign, because that's who I am. I will not be talking about or any perceived demerits. It's all about my merit and what I can bring to the city. I'm excited about the other candidates. I think it's awesome that the citizens of Moss Point have options, have very good options. All of us bring something very different to the table. And I'm really excited about that. I'm not intimidated by even my opponents. I think it's great that the citizens deserve options and to look and see what different people can bring to the table.
That is awesome. I love that. Don't you like that, Jared?
Yeah. But I love what you started to go into as well, the messiness of politics. So my next question is this. It's what in your life has prepared you for public office? Because like you said, you took that role with trepidation, but there was a reason for that, because you are exposed in every part of your life. Present, past, and future is going to be open for everybody to read, but not only read, but have an open comment on. So what in your life has prepared you for public office?
I believe if I would have to say that what has prepared me is probably working in city government at the city of Moss Point, because I got to see it on both sides as a citizen and work as an employee, as a member of the leadership team. And so sometimes you learn what not to do and what you won't do, because you've seen it done and you've seen it go bad. And I think a lot of times we've made some mistakes, and we put a lot of things out there and we've made some mistakes as a city in leadership. And so this is the time that we're going to learn from our mistakes and move forward. So I would, to answer your question, my time at the city, working as a chief human resources officer, being privy to a lot of what's going on, that has prepared me for such a time as this.
Are there any experiences outside you working in government that have also prepared you for public office?
Oh, definitely. I had the pleasure of working for Mississippi Gulf Coast Community College. And in my role of Dean of Business Services, I had the pleasure of working with the police department. I was able to hire and select the chief of police. They reported to me. That had a lot to do with that, something different from city government, but something that I can align. If I'm blessed to be named mayor, the police chief and the police department will fall under my umbrella. So I feel that position too has helped me. Also in that role, I was responsible for facilities and maintenance and grounds. What's that similar to? A city. So all of those things, I really feel that all of my positions have helped me to make the decision to run and have given me the experience to do so.
Great answer.
I know. That's right.
Do you have anything, Jemina, before
I think one thing I was going to say, I want to piggyback on what's prepared her outside of government is just her personality, being a people person. Everyone loves Tenesha. You know that show, Everybody Loves Raymond. Everyone loves Tenesha. And I've always said that you need a Tenesha on your team, or you need a friend like Tenesha, just one you can kind of depend on, call on. I mean, you'll never know if she's tired. You'll never know if she needs something. You'll never know if she's sick because she's always there for you. So I think just being having a relationship with people all around has definitely prepared you as well for being in office, because you do have to be liked by the people. That's
That
what
is
I
a great setup for my next question. That's a great setup because it sounds like you're a unifier. And if no one has noticed
I like
lately,
that.
it's
Unified.
it's a very divisive time here
That's
in
a
America.
strong word there, brother.
I do have a degree
Did
in
you come up with that on the spot?
communications. Yes, yes. But anyway, that's a hard task.
It is.
Could
You're
you
right.
just give us a little bit of insight into what you will be doing to help unify the people of Moss Point, the government of Moss Point? I think it's very important. And I think
Mhm.
more people want to hear about unification instead of division.
I agree. Very good question. One of the things, I will be accessible. Um, I work for the people. If chosen for, elected for this job, I work for the people, and I will never ever forget that. Oftentimes, I see people who get positions and they feel, okay, I've made it. Well, to me, it's just starting. So I want to be accessible and to be out there amongst the people, asking, and most importantly, listening to what they want. I believe in collaboration. Every job I've had, every project I've had, it professionally, personally, in civic organizations, people know that I love to bring groups of people together and for us to brainstorm and have think tanks. And I think there's a lot of power in that. So that's what you will be seeing if I'm selected. Groups of people who may not normally would be together in the same room, learning and growing from one another, sharing experiences. I love Moss Point. I've been here all my life. I live here. I work here, but there's an experience of Moss Point that I'm not familiar with. So making sure that all generations and people of all backgrounds are able to have a voice in Moss Point. That's what I'm looking forward to, and that's how we'll have to unify our city.
That's
Business development, economic development, all of those things are important. And there are so people have great ideas. You don't have to be working in city government. You bringing your own experiences. So I want to tap into that and allow opportunities for people to be able to speak on those things so we can learn and grow together. I can't do it by myself. The board can. We all will need the whole city behind us to move us forward.
That's
Excellent. Excellent answer. Jemina?
That was good.
Yeah.
Unified. That was
I'm
excellent
trying to make
answer.
sure we have a good flow. I don't want to
Yes,
overtalk
yes,
you. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely.
Yes.
You can go ahead. Mhm.
Okay. Well, then my next question is this then. Um, you know, politics, division. You had a great answer
Mhm.
about unification. How do you handle the negativity that is going to occur um, during the race, and even if you are so blessed to win the office, how are you going to deal with negativity?
A lot of prayer
Mm,
and talking to my father.
okay.
Seriously speaking, I think that it's gonna allow me to take my prayer life to a different level, to the next level. And I'll be depending on email to make sure that I am equipped to
Right.
to tackle this, because you're right. And as Jemina alluded to, yeah, you we may think everybody loves Tenesha, but trust me, this election is gonna show that there are a lot of people who may not. And so I'm just going to be who God called me to be. I believe this was divinely ordered by God Himself for me to run for mayor at this particular time. I feel that He has equipped me. I feel that I have God-given talents. I have experiences that will help Moss Point. And I want people to vote and support me because of what I bring to the table. Nothing else but what I can do for Moss Point with my experiences in city government, experiencing relationship management, having very good relationships with so many different stakeholders, being someone who believes in unification and believes in children and have a true public servant's heart. I want those to be the things that people choose to support me in this endeavor. And if I keep my eye on the prize and do the right thing at all times, especially when no one's watching, I think I'll be okay.
Yes.
I definitely like you. That was a good question to ask, though, Jarek, because I mean, you're right. Regardless of who you are, somebody is always going to disagree. Somebody's going to always want the other way, and you do have to have a lot of prayer time to be able to handle the pressure, and be there for the people, like you say, and do what you're going to bring, and not get distracted by what somebody else thinks that should happen, because that's going to always be there. So I'm so glad you brought up that question.
And another thing to add, I don't have no personal agenda, none whatsoever. That is as honest as I can be. I truly have a heart for people, an affinity for the citizens of Moss Point, and I want to see our city move forward. I have been trained in leadership. I've watched multiple mayors run day-to-day operations. I've been right there, sidekick, right-hand person. And I believe it's time for good people to step up to public office and not be intimidated by the divisiveness or the things of politics. As I stated before, I'm not trying to be a politician. I'm a leader, and I want to lead by example. And I feel that that's what our city needs.
Yeah, I think that's very important, because you wanting to step up at this time, and anybody who wants to step up at this time, I commend them, because you have the pandemic, you have what some have termed the racial reckoning in this country. Because of the pandemic and the racial reckoning, we now have economic disparities.
That's true.
That have now highlighted some of the other disparities, like health disparities, and there's so many things. So, I are you ready? I know you're saying that, but just from what I've just said, like, are you're truly ready to handle these major issues in the city of Moss Point?
I am ready, willing, and able, and excited about it. Excited.
What are you most looking forward to, if you
That's a very good question. I feel that I represent a lot of citizens of Moss Point, and most of whom may not necessarily look like me. I want people to be proud of who's in office and be proud to say, I live in the city of Moss Point and we're doing great things. And I want my reputation, my credibility, all of that to speak for me. So I want people, children, citizens, everybody to be proud and to feel that City Hall it's for everybody. And I want young girls to look and say, if she can be mayor, I can too. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Beautiful.
I was just about to say that. I was about to say, what would be the message that you want to give to young girls? Because I love the fact that we're living in a time where women are rising. I've always been a person full of just women empowerment, because I believe that, we are full of so many things. One of the reasons why, I am hosting this women's summit called VisionHERS, because there are so many things that we can do, and so many things that we should do, in leadership, like you say. So I want to say, what would you tell your younger self?
Keep your mind stayed on him. Always abounding in the work of the Lord, and he will direct your steps. He will direct your paths, and just continue to depend and lean on him. In our weakness, he is strong. And that's something, that one of the things that I was hesitant about is because this is so new to me. But with him, I had to remember that I can do all things through Christ. It's easy to be necessarily appointed for a position, but I want to be the one that the citizens choose. And so to do that, I had to go through this process. I have to go through this process. So instead of being intimidated by it, it's empowering me. It has me excited and just looking on what God is going to do, whether I get it or not. To God be the glory.
Mm. Could you break down, and I'm so so focused and very passionate about information. And as I stated earlier in the interview, I think there's a lot of ignorance concerning politics. So the stuff can easily be misconstrued. People can, grab on to misinformation and hold on to it like it's truth. If you wouldn't mind, could you explain for those who have not had the opportunity to run for an office, especially like mayor, what that process is like?
Oh, it's definitely a process. Right now, there are several of us who have made announcements, and we've made official announcements and unofficial announcements. But one of the biggest things about running for office is actually qualifying, which won't happen until January. So January 4th, we will be able to go in and go through the official process of actually qualifying to run for the office of mayor, to make sure that we meet the criteria to actually run. I've spent a lot of time looking through reading a lot on our form of government, campaigning, do's and don'ts, trying to get an account to make sure that we're doing the right things. Picking a campaign team, choosing who's going to be on your team, choosing a campaign director, managers, and different people to help get out the word. So it is a lot of relationship building, a lot of meeting and engaging with citizens and listening to people and telling me what they want to see and things that are really important to them for our city. It's been very rewarding and informative for me because I think I know because I've been there, but there's so much knowledge in the constituents. And so I am really trying to tap into that. I'm doing a lot of research, a lot of reading in cities and different places that have similar dynamics to ours. And most importantly, listening to the citizens who've been here much longer than I have, who want to see certain things and making sure that it happens for them and doing my part and what I can bring to make sure it happens for them.
Yes, thank you for that.
Wow.
I would like to can I give you a recommendation from a citizen, a
Absolutely.
normal person? Um, Again, political literacy. I wish there were more forums where politics was talked about, in not in such a divisive way. I think people are so turned off by politics because it's only during the campaign time where everybody's trying to prove that they're the best person, and they're and trying to prove that the other person isn't necessarily worthy, and everybody just kind of picks their side. And then after the campaign season ends, everybody kind of disengages. I would love for our governmental leaders to implement, things throughout the year, consistently, that helped educated citizens on what you just explained, what the process is, so other people will know that in this country anybody can run for anything. But I think so many people feel like they just, no, I can't do that.
Right.
I'm this and I'm that, or I'm the other. So I would just suggest that to you, that hopefully that you would try to implement some more political education for all those, so there can be more future Teneshas out there in the world.
Yeah.
That it won't just seem so far fetched. Like, well,
That's right.
I'm not her. I wasn't in government, and I didn't do all these things. Um, but I know that you don't have to be as as qualified as you are. That literally anybody can run if
That's
they
right.
have a passion for public service.
That's
So
true.
yeah. So
Very good recommendation. And I must add that a few years back, probably about 6 years back, I took my baby Chloe to the Pink Lotus is an organization that's near and dear to my heart. They do amazing things for young girls. And so I took Chloe to the Pink House, which was a forum that they had all women who were elected officials. And I'm taking her, wanting her to get inspired and all of that. And that's something that I remember being inspired and looking at these women who look like me, who are serving, doing wonderful work in the community. So I agree with you. And that's something that we all need to see all the time. But that program, again, I was about it. And I still think about that program and how it inspired me and just kind of ignited something in me different than what I was just in my other roles, even in city government. But to see the elected officials doing wonderful work and talking and inspiring young girls.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. Great. Appreciate that. Appreciate it very much so. Jemina.
Okay. Can you tell people where to find you via Facebook or any other social media sites?
Yes, on Facebook. I love Facebook. And I have a page, Tenesha Batiste for Mayor of Moss Point. So I ask that you follow me there. And
we did. Hello, I think we lost Tenesha, but we're going to try to get her to jump back on. I wasn't sure if all of us were paused. Okay, she's coming back. She's coming on back. Thank you all so much for watching and sharing. I think we lost you for a second, but you're back. You're back.
I'm back.
You're in the middle of telling us where to find you.
Facebook, Tenesha Batiste for Mayor. Please go like and share.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Now, are you on any other social media, Instagram or Twitter?
We're working on it. We have the accounts, but we're working on it.
Okay.
One thing, if you don't mind, I think it's important for people to know that I do walk in integrity. And in my current role, I have to make sure that I'm not doing these things during the day and while at work, or even the perception thereof. So I am really trying to pace myself and make sure that I have the time and attention. So everything has been strategic when I chose to make my announcement during the time that I was going to be off for a week so I can actually engage people. So we have those things. We just have not gone full blown because I want to be able to genuinely engage these voters.
Absolutely. Jared, did you have any other questions?
I think we're coming towards the end of this beautiful interview. Is there any parting information about yourself that you would like to leave with the audience that is with us on this evening?
I'm ready, I'm willing, and I'm able to move our city forward. That's it. Simple.
Sweet. There you go.
Absolutely. I'm going to ask you a few more fun questions, and I think this night has been absolutely well spent. Thank you so much for accepting the call.
Literally,
thank you. Tenesha's like that commercial, one call, that's all. Okay.
That's right.
And that's all I had to do. And she said yes. Also want to thank my lovely brother who is an awesome communicator. He always helps me out if I need it. And he didn't hesitate to jump on this as well. Because I'm not as camera happy as he is. So I was like, okay, can you come help me out a little bit? And so I think we've had an amazing time. So I'm going to ask you a few more questions and then we are going to wrap it up. Your favorite movie?
Annie, the Little Orphan Annie.
The Little Orphan Annie.
Yes, my favorite. Oh,
that's your favorite.
It's my favorite. And the
Are you talking about Annie, like the
And
red
the
hair?
little red, yes, I love that movie.
Okay, for some reason, I don't think I knew it was The Little Orphan. I thought it was just Jerry. Did you know it was The Little Orphan, or did you think it was just Annie, like me?
No, I knew it was Little Orphan because
But I still, for some reason, I still thought it was just Annie.
I think the one Jamie
Okay.
Foxx is Annie. Maybe you know the one Jamie Foxx.
There are several versions of it, Jemina. Several versions of it.
Oh
Yeah.
Lord, I don't know what card I'm about to get pulled, but okay. Your favorite what was man, I almost forgot. It was favorite movie. Oh, your favorite book to read.
Anything about John Maxwell. I love John Maxwell.
Maxwell, yes. Okay, your favorite speaker. Man, woman, any type of speaker, whether it be ministry, whether it be just in general, or your favorite public figure, put it that way.
Michelle
Who
Obama.
inspires you?
Michelle Obama.
Michelle Obama?
Yes.
Yes. So before Michelle Obama, who was it?
Pass me that book. Before Michelle Obama, it was probably Oprah.
Oprah. Yeah, I love Oprah too.
yeah,
Yes. I think I was gonna get that book, and Lo was supposed to get it for me. I think. I can't remember. But anyway, I think we've had a fun time. Do we have any questions in the comment area? Does anybody want to ask Tenesha a question? If so, then go ahead and she will answer it for you at this time. But if not, then we're going to wrap it up and have a great evening.
All right.
So,
Thank you.
shameless plug again. Saturday,
yes,
12 p.m. Central Standard Time. We are going to continue on with the VisionHERS Women's Summit. I'm so glad that Tenesha was able to kick it off tonight. So you can see a sample of a woman with a vision. Absolutely love it. All of my sisters in Christ, my friends. So we're going to have C. Ashley Brown Lawrence.
Moss Point native. Moss Point
That's
native.
right. Yes, all day long. Yes, C. Ashley Brown and her resume is very extensive. So we'll be able to talk to her more. So excited. We're also going to have none other than the Candy West, who is a singer with Kirk Franklin and many more gospel artists, and also Mignon Sarton, who sings with what did she sing? James Fortune. I forget that every time, but she sings with a bunch of people too. But we're gonna have an awesome time, an amazing time. So please put it on your calendar, put it on your schedule, set a reminder. We're gonna go live and have an amazing time on Saturday. And until then, this has been your first Women's Summit 2020, kicking it off. Thank you so much for being with us. God bless you and good night.